You want to hear something crazy that I just found out? And I can't even believe it. How everything ties together. I was listening to an interview yesterday. Tucker Carlson interviewing Daryl Cooper, who is apparently an expert on Jeffrey Epstein. Must be some sort of reporter or something like that. And one thing that he said just kind of blew me away because, well, I mean, if you haven't heard it, it's going to blow you away too, and then you'll understand what happened to my mind. That Jeffrey Epstein, when he was in his 20s, like the first job he ever got was for a very elite private high school teaching math. And the headmaster, the person who hired him, was Donald Barr. Donald Barr. And you might go, well, who is that? That kind of sounds a little bit familiar. It's the last name. It's the last name because Donald Barr, is the father of Bill Barr. Bill Barr, you guys, who was the United States Attorney General for George H.W. Bush from 91 to 93, and then for the first administration of President Donald Trump from 2019 to 2020. Bill Barr. His dad was Donald Barr, who first hired Jeffrey Epstein. And then what's crazy is Jeffrey Epstein was arrested under Donald Trump as president and Bill Barr as attorney general. So Bill Barr was essentially in charge of him being arrested. Boom, mind blown. That is insane, dude. I mean, just listening to this interview, everything that, I mean, there isn't like a lot of, it's just basically like his history, like Jeffrey Epstein's history. And no speculation or anything, just, this guy's just given the facts on his life and stuff like that. And all the, the spider web, the web keeps webbing, is wild, dude. Is wild. Like, I didn't know that Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was Robert Maxwell, who was like a billionaire Czechoslovakian Jew who was in parliament. And, dude, who, not only that, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Robert Maxwell, he mysteriously died off of his yacht after realizing he was going to go bankrupt and demanded money from the Israeli government. And then when he died, this guy lived in like England his whole life, or Britain, was in parliament. And when he died, he got a state-sponsored funeral in Israel. And he's buried on the Mount of Olives. The Mount of Olives facing the Wailing Wall, dude. Mind blown. It's insane. And then something that struck me in it is when they were talking about like John Podesta and his brother, what his brother's name is, I don't remember, and how they're like all their creepy art and stuff that came into the public sphere around Pizzagate and all this. Tucker Carlson goes, I don't want to be ruled by people like this. And it's like, well, tough, man, because that's who rules this world, the devil and his evil minions. And you're only going to be ruled under peace and love and justice and righteousness if you repent for your sins, put your faith in Christ, and then when you die and when Christ comes back and you live under his rule. That's it. That's our only hope. That's our only hope, not to live under demons that possess human beings that run this world. It's very, very clear. Notice how no justice is ever served to these evil people. Okay? Justice is coming. Remember QAnon and all that stuff with Donald Trump, and he's going to right all the wrongs, and he is going to wipe evil off the face of the planet. How's that working out? How's that working out? I'll tell you what, it's not, and it's not going to. And I knew it from the start, and a lot of people did. But a lot of people got caught up and put their faith in Trump instead of Jesus, and thought that he was the second coming, and, that he was going to, expunge evil from the face of the earth. No, he's just covering up for it, just like everyone else before him. Lame. This is the world in which we live. But dude, that's a wild interview, man. I mean, if you're interested in stuff like that, and it's just fascinating. It's like the whole thing is just his story and how he took over like power of attorney for Lex Wexler, who was like in charge of L Brands, Victoria's Secret and all these, and was able to just control all of his money at will. Like, it's just an insane story. So you may want to check it out. So there's a deadly mass shooting in California. They have the most stringent gun laws in the entire country, and it does absolutely nothing. And this is a horrible, horrible tragedy. 100% is. And yeah, dude, it's just sad, man. Like, you're not gonna, there's too many guns. We're drowning in guns and ammunition. So they're not going away. Unless Elon Musk raises like a robot army of like a couple million, and they're able to, function properly and do more than water plants. And then they, unleash those robots to reclaim all the guns and kill anyone who gets in their way. Maybe. Just maybe. But that's more like Terminator 2 style. Then we're just at war with the machines. And we'll probably have like laser guns. I don't know about you, but I hate laser guns. Hate them. Hate guns that shoot lasers. Not a fan. Can't watch any movie with them. Like like all the other Terminators, whatever, the Terminator with Christian Bale and all that, where it took place like in the future with like the robot wars, I can't watch that. It's just, I hate when laser beams come out of guns. Star Trek or Star Wars, hate it. Hate how pew pew. I hate the lasers. I hate the laser swords. I just do. I don't know. Because it's not anything that we have. It's just not based in reality. And it looks really, really dumb. And it's not as cool as, like Rambo strapping on like a mini machine gun and, with rounds wrapped around his steroid-riddled body. Just do, and the bullets just feeding into the chamber, and they're just gliding over his sweaty pecs. Otherwise, if you weren't sweating, then they would get stuck, they would get caught up on your flesh, but he's glistening. So they're able to slide. They're able to slide across his chiseled steroid body into the chamber. Can't do that with laser beams, I'll tell you that much. But this one is, dude, 4 people were shot, including 3 kids. Erupted just as a toddler was cutting at her second birthday party. So this is terrible, dude. This is the way of the earth. Ages 8, 9, and 14 were killed. I mean, what is going on? I don't even know. This is just the first thing that popped up on my phone, so I don't really know about it or why they were gunned down and what it was, but gosh, it's just evil, man. Just evil all around us. Monsters roaming the earth. And we try to ignore it the best we can. We try to get through a day. We try to enjoy the beauty of creation. Like this morning, dude, one of my favorite things, where ice was just coating all of the trees, like all the branches, everything, just like a thick casing of ice on all the branches, the bushes, all that, just glistening in the sun. The sunlight dancing off of the snow-laden ground. It was beautiful, man. And then we tried to go, earn a living, take care of our family, go back, appreciate the little things, hang out in a warm home, eat a good meal. And meanwhile, people are possessed by demons are just running around with guns, shooting children. And, we got people like Jeffrey Epstein and then the entire government of all the world's covering up all the crimes because they're all in on it. So, yep. Poor Dave Coulier, I don't know, the guy from Full House. He has a new cancer diagnosis months after beating lymphoma. It's just sad, man. See what I mean? Like, this is the fate of us all, though. We try to put it in the back of our mind and not think about our inevitable death, but it's there. It's lingering in the back of our subconscious. At all times, happy Tuesday. And this picture of him when he's just talking about it on the Today Show, you can just see he's just bummed, dude. Just went to war with lymphoma, beat it, and now he's got something that flared up on the scan. There's something at the base of your tongue, so they'll cut it off of his tongue, and it'll be hard for him to talk and eat. And he's a comedian, and he does voices of woodchucks, and if they take a piece of his tongue, he probably won't be able to do that anymore, and that's truly sad. Truly sad. It must be. It just sucks, dude. It just plain sucks. But that's the news, though. You flip through the news and you go through it day after day. You're like, what's happening? And it's just like, if I were to summarize what the news is, it is horrible event after horrible event, and also like predicting horrible events to come, and then celebrities in the great lives they live with sex and money. That's it. That's the news in a nutshell. And it is so depressing. I had a chance to really go after being on a radio host on KFAB here in Omaha, Nebraska. And I would fill in from time to time. It was a 4-hour slot, and I did it for a week straight. And I couldn't really just do what I do on this show all the time and just kind of just do whatever this is. Like you had to be like a little bit more serious, put a little bit more thought into it. And it was a predominantly heavy conservative base. So, I couldn't go on tangents like, could Donald Trump possibly be the Antichrist? People would call, people would become very upset. I mean, I never said that on the air, but there were other things that I'd said that, people didn't appreciate that take, or me making fun of their dear, precious leaders who they identify with. Because most people vote and they just go, he like me, she like me. And then because they think that they're like them, they vote for him. It really, you can boil it down to that. I mean, it is a lot of it is that simple. I mean, there's like other ingredients that goes into it, but that's the foundation. I mean, that is the base. That is the base. It's crazy how many people get divorced in Hollywood. Like Channing Tatum, he's getting divorced from some woman. Jenna Duens. See, this is what the news wants us to know. Their settlement details. Why the hell would I want to know that? I don't care that these people are getting divorced. It doesn't surprise me. They're not even, like actors are like relationship fluid. I mean, you can't go film a movie and you're on set with someone for 6 months, and every day you got to film like 12 hours a day, like they're your love interest, and, convey that emotion and make out with them the entire time and dry hump them, and then go, come on, honey, come to my movie premiere. Watch me dry hump Angelina Jolie for an hour and a half. Yeah, dude, it's not going to end well. It doesn't matter if they're like, I can handle it, I'm an actor, I'm an actress. No, dude, the human code that God wrote on our hearts, the human, his law, as it states in Romans, you can't escape that. No one can. No one can. Otherwise, these people would stay married forever and there wouldn't be an issue. And also the whole thing of like, we're animals. We came from a tadpole and then formed into a fish, into like a tadpole lizard and then a monkey and all that crap, or whatever, however the line of that logic of insanity goes. If that was true, then no one would care. Like, no one, if we were just animals, no one would care about like the little things of infidelity, like Jeffrey Epstein, child molestation. Like, why would, like, we would just be like on the African safari with no rules, dude. With no rules. But that's not the case, is it? All this stuff deeply disturbs us. Well, the people that aren't, completely given over to evil. Completely disturbs us because that is not how things in us were created to be. And you can't argue that and you can't fight it. It is completely apparent if you just take a look around, you open your eyes, and you have a willingness to see it for how it really is. I challenge you. I challenge you to do so. Why am I talking like this? No one knows. No one knows. I wish I could, dude. I wish I had like a falsetto voice and a low baritone voice. I wouldn't even be talking normal at all times, dude. I'd be falsettoing it up, dropping it down, just all the time. No one would probably talk to me. They'd be like, that guy is out of control. Try to have a conversation with him. I'd be like, hello, my name is Austin. See, I can't do it. It's sad. It is a crime against humanity. Bless me with these talents, O Lord. Bless me with the ability to sing. Sometimes, like, I don't really like musicals, but part of me does, because life would be so much better if we could break out into song and dance at least 2 to 7 times a day. If we could break out into song and dance 2 to 7 times a day, where everyone is choreographed and singing fantastically, perfectly on pitch, oh, could you imagine the joy that would sweep this nation, that would sweep this earth? Be unmeasurable. Unmeasurable. Be fantastic. Add clogging. Oh my God. If you add clogging, no one would ever be sick again. We'd live forever. But it's a cursed world. It's a cursed world. Look at this. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel, divorce fears erupt. Couple leading increasingly separate lives as their Hollywood careers go in different directions. See, that's going to be rough too. So if you're like, you're 2 top dogs, right? If you were just the 2 top dogs acting-wise, like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. Like Angelina Jolie, their divorce is still going on. I see little blurbs about that pop up on the news sites from time to time, and Angelina Jolie's going to court asking for more money. Apparently she doesn't have a lot of money, and Brad Pitt has a ton. I thought they just both had a ton, but I guess that's not the case based on these things that I see pop up. So Brad Pitt's, career, he's too handsome. So he's never going to go. Like his career there's never been a lull for Brad Pitt. Like there has for Ben Affleck. Like remember when Ben Affleck made, that like movie with J-Lo or whatever, Gigi or Gigi or something like that. That tanked, and then he made another movie, and I can't remember the name of it. That went straight to VHS around that time. Reindeer Games, I think, was a flop. Like his Hollywood stock went way down, and then he, came back with a vengeance with Argo, won an Oscar and stuff like that. He probably went and licked the Wailing Wall, and Israel was like, "Here you go, make Argo. We'll make sure you get an Oscar." But like Brad Pitt, that's never happened to him. He's just been consistently awesome his whole life. It must be rough. No, I'm serious, dude. I'm not saying that as like, it must be rough. I'm like, it must be rough. It must be exhausting to be that handsome. He must be very, very tired. Very, very tired. Just imagine if every man and woman that you came across wanted to have sex with you. Not all the men, but like a good portion of them. It'd be just like terrible. Like, and then he's making movies like consistently all the time. It must be rough. So you got two top dogs. They're married together. One of their careers just goes down. They're not getting any work. The other one just keeps going up and up, or just stays the same level of awesomeness. Like, there's going to be like jealousy and contention and fighting. Like, they both want to be that, and only one of them is. And that's what's happening to probably Timberlake and Jessica Biel. I don't know. Is she making movies again? And Justin Timberlake's just traveling around the world, putting on concerts, holding the mic in the air, making the audience sing and not singing because of his Lyme disease. I don't know. Look at this. I mean, all the news. I don't know what it is. I guess it's divorce day. Keith Urban, he divorced Nicole Kidman, or, they got a divorce. Lori Loughlin from Full House. Her and her husband are done. This is article after article. Article after article. There is something. So the P. Diddy demon over there in jail right now. There's the new, finally 50 Cent's Netflix documentary series is out on him. And apparently Diddy's saying it was stolen footage because cameras had followed Diddy around. I'm going to watch it, dude. I'm going to see what... Because I didn't realize this, but there was like a music award that P. Diddy was given like a few years ago. And he got the award and looked in the camera and he's like, "I control your kids. I say what music they listen to, what clothes they wear. Like, I own your children." Like, it is psychotic, dude. It's so psychotic that John Rich from Big and Rich, the country singer, and I didn't realize this, he was a founding member of Lone Star. I mean, hell of a time to be alive. Did not know that. More than a lover, there can never be another. You know how it goes. Dude, yeah, he wrote a song called The Righteous Hunter based on, like, dads hunting down and killing anyone that screws with their kids. Based on seeing P. Diddy say this on the award show. I mean, check it out, dude. I mean, this guy. I mean, it's a scary thing, dude. Grab a hold of your kids. It's important that you monitor what they watch. Like, just don't let them on, like, anything. Don't let them just iPad and here's a game, dude. A lot of sexual predators out there tricking kids. I just saw a Facebook post recently where, like, on one of these games or something like this teenage boy was talking to who he thought was a girl, and they sent him some pictures, but it was just a guy, like, pretending to be it, and then he sent pictures. He's like, "I'll show these pictures to everyone. Your life is ruined. You're going to do what I say," and he killed himself. It's scary, dude. It's scary. So lock down the TV. Lock down the iPads and the iPhones. And keep them safe from people like P. Diddy. Roaming the earth, looking for someone to devour like their father, the devil. I don't know what else is happening in the world today, but I'm sure it's quite a bit. I'm sure, they say the world keeps on turning, but does it? Or are we just stagnant? I miss the time of, like, the Wild West of YouTube, like back in, like, the 2010s, like 2010 to, like, 2015. It was wild, man. There were so many accounts and videos of people making fun of space and saying the Earth was flat. It was a hell of a time to be alive back then. I thought it was very fascinating. A lot of fun. I'm like, is the Earth round? Because I just watched a video of a guy in his parents' basement that says that the Earth is flat, and now I'm questioning everything. Oh, man. I did some shopping last night, dude. We're trying to find fans for our house that we're moving into. Ceiling fans. I am so disappointed in the fan market. The fans out there suck. I mean, they are like every fan. I spent an hour and 1 minutes looking for damn fans on Amazon. Finally, I just told my wife, I'm like, I've reached my limit. I don't even care. We ended up finding someone like some right before midnight, cashing in on that deal, Cyber Monday. But literally, and then I ordered like a garbage disposal at like 11:59 before the sales turned off. All right, I was like, like some good guy behind enemy lines, instead of like uploading data before the bad guys came, like trying to make a purchase of a fan before like it was cut off and we lost everything. Garbage disposal ordered. And I hate the fan market, dude. The fans are ugly. I don't know the kind of fan that I'm visualizing, but it's not the pieces of trash that I spent an hour and 21 minutes looking at. All right, they suck. So I don't know. I'm thinking about getting into the fan industry and just disrupting the whole market. That's what they teach you in business. I've listened to a lot of master classes in the business section. And they're always talking about find something that you can disrupt, like disrupt the industry, change it forever, and then just watch the money just roll in. That's what I was taught, dude. That's what I was taught. That's what I was taught by the masterclass. 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 I just slammed a C4 energy drink, so if you're wondering what's going on, I'm wilding out over here. I'm just completely wilding out. It's got niacin in it, and it just makes your face tingle, and then you can rub your face really hard, and it's just weird. I kind of like it. Kind of hated it at first, and now I've just kind of grown to love it. Now I just want that sweet, sweet niacin in my body. You just got to build up a tolerance, just like with anything. Just got to start slow and just build it up until you have a severe addiction and a very high tolerance. It's the way of the earth. It's the way of the earth. All right, well, enjoy the world out there. Try to ignore all the evil monsters surrounding you, trying to devour you and your families. Enjoy God's beautiful creation, your lovely families, your beautiful friends, and I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m.